Now, it is with my great privilege to introduce to you our Toastmaster, who has been with Toastmaster since June of 2004. He is an inspiration to all of us because of his gifted ability to speak impromptu. So we have learned so much from Colby based on his financial knowledge, based on his leadership, and his inspiration to all of us. Please join me in welcoming Colby McFadden.
All right, I think that Gary said it best. It is a day to celebrate, right?
Right.
All right. We have a modified schedule from the normal Toastmasters meeting. We won't be doing evaluations. I may even skip that little part where we have everybody tell the what are they called? What do we call those? What we do, the timer and the grammarian and all those things, you know. So yeah, I think we're going to skip right by that so we can stay with the fun part of things. And I wanted to start because that was a great introduction by Gwen. And I could not have achieved that introduction if it wasn't without Toastmasters. And Toastmasters would have never come into my life if it wasn't for Terry. Terry was the person who called me week after week after week saying, you really got to come down for a meeting. You really got to come down for a meeting. It'll really make a difference in your life. It'll make a difference in your business. And one day I said, all right, I'll meet you down there, 7 o'clock. Now, if you would have said it was in a bar, I might have been there a little bit sooner. So there I show up and I fall in love. It was just the greatest experience because I've been able to meet so many great people and see the spirit of Terry within Toastmasters, not just this club, but as I see other clubs form. My father is part of the post office. And the post office has now formed a Toastmasters club for their employees at some of their locations. I guess maybe to help them prevent being postal. But as I was preparing for this, I read something that Terry had written, and I want to read it for you because it encapsulates the whole concept of a third wave. Because Terry was not just a great businessman and familyman, but he was a watersman. He was a sportsman. He loved competition, and he found the sport of surfing, which surfing really doesn't have a whole competitive side to it like wrestling does. But it does have some other elements, which is interesting. And so let me read this to you because it'll give you a little background on Terry of where he came from and where his thoughts centered in giving guidance to people. He said, I had big dreams as a young boy growing up in Chicago. I was raised in a lower middle class Polish neighborhood. And my family, like the others on our block, lived with the hope of someday finding a better life in the suburbs. Our people were tough. They worked hard, sometimes holding down as many as 3 jobs. They never took vacations. There were too many mouths to feed. Terry had 7 kids. And in the midst of having 7 kids, was able to win a gold medal. During the summer, the boys in my neighborhood had time only for sports. We loved competition, and winning was everything in our little society. I didn't lose much. I was determined to be a winner and get ahead, and I knew my ticket to the suburbs was a college education. But I wanted more than that. At age 11, I discovered wrestling. When I learned it was part of the Olympic curriculum, I wanted to compete with the best wrestlers in the world and win. I didn't take my eyes off that goal until I stood at the winner's platform in Rome in 1960 and accepted the gold medal. You'll see a picture, a few of them up here on that. He goes through and he throws out a few bullet points of things that he has incorporated in his life that's allowed him to achieve. But what's amazing when you're out in the water and the waves are big and you're with perfect strangers that you've never met before, there is a community and there is an unspoken truth of watching out for one another and letting people know if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time and giving them a heads up when you see a wave on the horizon. And this group here at Toastmasters has encapsulated all of that because every person in this room, as I've watched you come in from your first speech to becoming a president of the club, to all these things, I see all these elements of Terry where there's that focus. there's that hard working, and then as a group, there's a teamwork that allows us to throw something together and make sure that it launches at 7 and ends at 8:30 and is as smooth as can be, and the group continues to grow and get bigger and stronger. And it's a really true testament to this club and the energy that exists within it from that seat where Lucille is sitting now, where Terry sat. Today we're gonna recognize one person in the room for just outstanding service. And while they definitely deserve the award, all of us need recognition, or deserve recognition, that everybody in this room really does, has won this award in different ways. But today we get to really focus on one person. So